Good evening, everyone. It's Leanne from River Creations, and I am up to 9. Now, 9 on my project day is about making a journal. This here is, let me read it, fusible mid-weight interfacing. And all you do is you put it on your fabric, this shiny side here, this rough side, the shiny side up, and you iron it on. And what that does is puts an interfacing on your fabric, which makes it more, what's the word, stable, solider. Yeah, so it makes it more easy to work with as well. It's not so floppy, you know, with the fabric. And this is a beautiful bed sheet. I can't tell you how pink it is because it's not showing up very well on camera. It looks more orange, but it's actually more pink. Or it could be a peach colour, I'm not sure. But I've cut out a piece of that. And then I've interfaced it. I've put that interfacing on and I've, what's the word? Ironed that on so it fuses to my fabric. And it's given it some rigidity, which that's what I was after. So let's get down to this. This is well, you can see what it is. Yes, I love them. They're soft and beautiful to eat. This one box has actually got a cellophane window. And I'm thinking about using it, but I'm not too sure. Probably not, but I'd like to, but probably not. So all I'm going to do is, I'll show you this one. You see how thick, wide this is here on this box. That was the same as this box, very thick. So all I did, and I will show you, is I cut that in halves. So you see how thick the spine was on this. It's very wide, not thick but wide. I didn't want it that wide, so I decided to cut it in halves. It's about 3 inches, so that's about 1.5 inches each. And then I'm going to put them together to get a smaller spine. That's all I'm going to do. Let me see, this might be better this way. Yep. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to glue that down with some super tacky glue to make sure that it sticks really well. And I'm just going to try and take this off my lid. There we go. There. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put tacky glue all over this. Now it's a bit shiny here. You could actually sandpaper that a bit better and then apply your glue. Now, I'm going to put it together. Oops. Let me just see what it looks like there. Just a tiny bit there. Okay, I'm going to get my roller and I will roll it flat. Here we go. That's it. There we go, and that will not take long because it's a super tack glue, but I will put my pegs back on it just to hold it there. So that's our folder, and it won't take long to dry. Okay, so here's our fabric, our beautiful fabric bed sheet. Let me see which way it goes up. It's hard to tell. I think it's that way. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's that way. Let me have another look. I do like it that way. Okay, we'll leave it that way. So that will be the way we're going to put this on. So I've decided not to use the cellophane window, but I really would like to one day be able to do something like that. Okay. Now if you push the pegs right in, I'm just using it as a guide then, where I want it. I don't think that's too bad. I'm just going to fold it over. And I'll fold this one over. Okay. And it is going to be a very pretty journal, junk journal. Okay. So let's do one side at a time. Let's do the bottom. I'll hold the top down more. I'm just going to flatten that out. I just had something on my thing there I just wanted to get rid of. Right, now, this is extremely wide, but I want it that way. Let me see, that looks a bit skewy. Anyway, let's just start putting it down, shall we? Put a bit here. Bit right on the edge. And then we'll cover this in. Like that. So here we go. First one on. Like that. Alright. Let's change it up. Let's put the pegs on the other side. And let's do exactly the same. Just going to put a tiny bit more here. Okay. There we go. That works pretty good. Right, now we're going to attack this. Now, I'm just going to play around with this, so please overindulge me, or indulge me. I'm just going to do it like a wrapped present, like the old days. You know how we were taught to tuck it in? Let's see if we can do that and what it looks like. Right, I don't mind that, so I'm going to do it. Okay. I don't mind it a little bit bulky at the front. That does not bother me at all. Let me see. Yep, I don't mind that. Okay, I'm just going to pull it out a tiny bit more. Okay, that one can go down a bit more. Okay, going to do the same. Okay. There we go. Right. I'm going to turn it around and we'll start here as well. And same here. Not too bad. Right. Here we go. Okay. Now we should really let that set overnight. But we can see what it looks like a little bit, and I am going to sort of do these little things a little bit so that we can bend them. Make sure they're all glued in the corners. Same as this one. Oops. And we have to really let it dry, but you can see that that is going to be a very beautiful journal. Okay, there you go. So that was really, really easy, wasn't it? I'm gonna sort of, now that won't take long to dry, although I'd like to leave it overnight. Okay. Right. So that is the start of our journal. And now inside these pages, I am going to put some stuff. And I will be right back when I get it. Right, now I have got some paper here. Let me just get a pencil. What's this paper? It's just some paper I bought on eBay, I think. Might have to cut it. And it's just book pages off something, not sure what. Looks like it's got some sort of, what is it? Shoreline animals or something. But it's quite interesting, so I'm going to use it. I'm just going to put it inside the covers here. I'm not going to cover too much. I'll just do a bit. How about there? Yeah. About there. Okay, so let's do it about here. And let's see where this starts. Starts there, so we'll go to about there. Okay, let's see how this goes. Just going to cut this paper and right, took the wrong one away. And we'll try this. See what it looks like. Oh, right. Okay. We'll see what that looks like. Right, it's not too bad. Okay, I might cut two like that. Let's see, let's do this side. Okay. Oops. Okay. Let's get that line. Okay. Oops, didn't do it. There we go. Now, where was this one? Right. I see it. I see it. Okay. So there's two there. We may need a third, but I'll have a look. So I've got this, and I've got this. Right, so we'll come about there. Same as this one. Let's see how we go. About there. Okay, so I don't mind that so far for the inside, but I've just got to have something for here. Let's look at our paper. Well, that is going to fit, isn't it? I need it to be the same size though. So what we'll do is just going to cut that off. And you know what I just did? I just cut this in halves. God, I'm a dope. Anyway, never mind. Let me see what I'm doing here. All I had to do was cut it this way. And I couldn't even do it that. Anyway, never mind. Let's see if we can get this the way we want it. About there, and that can go there. But I am going to neaten this up because it's not that neat. Right, let me see. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we can put that there. We can put that there. Put that there. And then we have to figure out this one again. Oh dear. I don't really want to put it back together. Right, that belongs there. Nope, belongs there. Maybe I can glue that down so you don't notice it. Maybe. Okay, let's keep going. Don't really want to stop. Okay, so I'm going to score line this because I really want it to sit. So we've got 2 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 eighths. 2 and 4 eighths. Now you want to take 1.5 off it, and you're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 7 eighths. So you want 3.5 eighths. So 3. So you got 1, 2, 3 and a half. Right. That's a bit hard to do. How about if we do 1/2 inch? Then 1.5, and then that'll be 1/2 inch. Yep, that'll work. Okay, so I'm just working it out here myself. Oh dear, I didn't even have it in there. This is what happens when you work at night. I get really tired and a bit off. Right, we want 1.5, so it's to there. There we go. Hopefully these lines will be okay. Let's see how we go for the spine. Let's move our paper out. Let's see how the spine goes. Yes, it fits. That's good. Okay. So I think we can glue that on. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to try and get it down even. So I'm going to put it about there. I'm going to hold this up and hold that down there. There we go. Okay. Now let's just do the other side. The little sides, I didn't do them. So let's do them. Let's flatten them down. Okay. Let's do the other side. Okay. There we go. Top, bottom, top, bottom. Okay, I'm going to let that dry definitely. And then we can put our other paper in. But it's not really going to go like that. I think it's going, we should put it over the top and even that all round. Like that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's go. Let's see if that's virtually even. think. Let's have a look. Yep. Okay, so there we go. There we go. So that's inside. Right. Now, not too sure about this one. Think it'll show? Probably won't. So I'm going to use it. I mean, it's just a journal. So I'll put this first piece on first. Okay. Now, where are we? Right, so we just go there. Just slightly. Just let it have a tiny bit more. Like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. And all we have to do is put our last one on. Okay. There we go. Ta-da! This is the final piece to put together. And I should not have stuck that down yet. Right, let's get in close. There. It's not too bad. There we go. Perfect. Now all we have to do is wait for that to dry overnight. I really want to gather some paper, so I think we'll do that now. I'm not happy with that little piece in the corner. Let me just see if I can put some more glue on it. Okay. I'm just going to hold it on. Now you could lie this under some books, which I am going to do, because I really want it flat, and then in the morning I will do the lines as usual. There we go. So that looks alright, doesn't it? You can't tell that the first part was cut. So there you go. So I will put that onto some books to dry. But let's get some paper ready for it. Some junk journal paper. Let me see where I'm going to start. I'll start here in this bag of stuff. Right, that's a really nice pattern. It probably won't fit. Let me just see what size this journal is. I forgot to write it down. Right, where's a piece of paper, Leanne? Come on, get organised. Right. Right, here's one. Okay, let's measure this. See what the size is. Right, this is in inches, because that's what I deal in. Ooh, 11 3/4. Gonna use that. Let's use this. Right, so we've got 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. Yep. By, let's see what it's this way. Oh, virtually 6 3/4. Yep. Okay, so that's good. We've measured that. Now, that's pretty tapestry. Let's see if one of these works. So if we folded that in halves, let me just tear it. Okay, so if we folded that in halves, I'm just going to measure it once I get it folded. Okay. 6 3/4. Right, so where would 6 3/4 be? Right, so it's not going to really make that, so it'll be about there. Alright, let me see what the inside will look like. No, that'll wreck the pattern, so I'm not going to use it. Right, this is okay. We can fold this one up. It's just vintage paper. And I think we can use that, but I'm not going to use this pattern. Right, let me see what else I've got. Got some paper here. Not that one, not that one. It's that one. What's this? More music one. World map. That looks good. Some knitting. I did have some coffee stained paper and I can't find it. I use an old music sheet. What else we got? Okay, we can use one of them. Use that. Right, let me just see what sort of paper this is. Right. Okay, let's just fold it up. Now I'll find my coffee stained paper and tea stained paper and I will put some in. There's some, I'll put that there. Oh, is this a double one again? Yep. Okay, let's fold it up. Let's fold this one up. Let's fold the music up. It's very delicate old paper, this music one is. I'll be very delicate with it. Oops. We'll fix that up as we go along. Right, let's fold this one up. Right, let's fold the map. It's already been folded. We'll probably need to cut that. This is very delicate paper, this one. Very beautiful paper. And just fold it gently. This is very strong paper. And we've got that one. Okay, let's see what we've got. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just a couple more. Let's do that one. 11. Let's not do that one. This is very delicate paper, this one. 12. There's a coffee stain paper, but I'm not sure where the rest of them are. So how many was that again? I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Just one more. I'm not going to use that one. I love that one. Let's see if I can find another piece. How about some graph paper? Yep, that's good. Some graph paper. There we go. That's probably enough, I'd say. Yep. Okay. Right, I will be right back. I just want to get something before we start. Okay, now it is the next day because I've let this dry overnight. And as you can see, voila, there we go. So there's all our inside work that we did in covering the inside. I like using this book page because it just gives it a fresh look, doesn't it? So there's our journal. There's our journal we made. Now I did tell you the size of this, didn't I? It's only a small one. It's 5" this way by just under 7. So there you go, 5 by 7. And it's quite pretty. I'm very happy with how it turned out. The fabric with the stiff, what did you call it? What did I call it? Here it is here. Let me see. I called it, so that's what it is called, fusible mid-weight interfacing. And that's all it is. Now I'd use a stronger interfacing to make it even stronger. That's just me though. But that mid-weight one is not too bad. So there we go. There's our journal. And you can't see the mistake I made there where I cut it because it just doesn't show. Can you see it? I really can't see it. So it turned out pretty good. So okay, so there's our journal cover. Let me just put it over here. Now we've got our papers. And so that journal is actually 5 by 7" journal. Right, so I've got our papers here and they do need to be trimmed down. So that's 5 by 7. We can make our papers 4 3/4 by 6 1/2. Yeah, 6 1/2 by, let me see, 6 1/2 by 4 and let's make it our papers 4 3/4 by 6 1/2. Right, 6 1/2. Yep, sounds good to me. Okay, I'm just going to cut one and see if the size is really fits well. So we've got our paper. This is our graph paper. Now we want the length 6.5, don't we? So let's open this up. And we want the length 6.5. So where's that? About there. About there. Okay, and that's the length we want it. And then we want 3 3/4, 4 3/4. Sorry, 4 3/4. Where's that? Right, I see. It's right on that. Let me see. It's right on that bend. Right, okay, got it. So I know where it is now. About there. About there. 4 3/4. Okay. Let's see if that fits into our journal. Now we can always change it, so don't panic. Well, I think that is fine. So let's see it this way. Okay, that is fine. Like that size. That's a good size. Okay, so we all got to cut our paper that way. Right, let's get on to the next one. I'm going to put a few together. See how we go. Just going to turn a light on. I can't see very well. It's a bit dark here today in Sydney, Australia. It's wet, a little wet. I've been to the library this morning, which is good. Okay. I've got some books. You can fill up a whole bag for $1 of free books. And I thought, yep, that's what I'm going to do. So I've got all these hardback books and their beautiful covers to use. Right, so we want this 6.5. 6.5. Let's do that. 6.5. Let's see if that worked. It did. And then we wanted 4 3/4. Right, 4 3/4 is about there. Right, let's see if our paper worked. Yes, it did. So I think we'll stick the graph paper on it. Alright, let's get some more together. I might just tidy that up first. This, I might just tidy that up. It's a bit gunky on the bottom. Okay, so we can stick that in there. We stick this on the outside, like that. I've got this one. Beautiful piece of paper, that one. We've got this one, the ladies. And we've got this one. Let's stick this in the middle. There. And we've got some tea stained or coffee stained paper. I've got this tiny little one, and we've got this beautiful delicate one here. Beautiful. Right, now let's put them all down. I might take them out and do them separate. Let's do these ones first, and what we want is 6. Let me revert back, 6.5. Right there. Right, by 4 3/4. 4 3/4 is about there. Right, I've got some paper to play around with, which is good. Okay, that's good. So I've got some more paper here. There we go. And then we'll just do these last ones here. So we want 6.5. Like that, by 4 3/4. 4 3/4 is about there. Okay, so that's our paper. And we've got plenty of spare paper there to use for whatever we need. So I think that's about it. Okay, now let's have a look if it's pretty much even. Actually, they've got to go in the center, don't they? Yes, that's right. Center, center, center. That's where it came from. Okay, so virtually that is in line, except that one is a little big. I'm just wondering if it's around the right way. Yeah, it is. Just slightly too big. Just going to cut it just slightly. About that much. Okay. Now let's put it back in the center. Perfect. There we go. So there's our paper for our journal. Now I know this is about a 1.5 inch spine, and there's our paper, but that will fill up very quickly with stuff. So what we have to do now is put some holes in it, put some holes in this, and most people will bind one in the middle. It's probably best to get a few, maybe even 3, and then you put 3 and you evenly space them, so that when you go to do your book, bind it in, and then when you decorate it, it fills up better, neatly, fills up more neater than it has. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to separate them into 3s. So let's see how many's in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5. There's 5 on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take one out. Let's see how many's in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll put this one in there to make 5. So there's 3 5s. So that's our signatures there, right there. And I'm going to put 3 signatures in there so that it fills out, and when you do them, they will expand and it will be full just in this area here, so it doesn't look like flat like that. See how there's a big gap there? You don't want that gap, so that's why I've separated the paper. Okay, alrighty. So now we have to get a strip. I'll get a strip here. This one will do. Yep, that'll do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 5 by 7. So this will be 7. Well, I don't need to make it 5 by 7 because it doesn't need to be. It needs to be that size, which is the 6 3/4. And then we have to, that's perfect actually. So what we have to do then is to put it on our page, make sure it's even. We'll use some pegs. First of all, I am going to make a crease line, just like that. Just make a crease line, really make a good crease line. Then we're going to make sure these are down pretty straight. We're going to put our little paper strip down there, which is perfectly even with the pages, and then we're going to hold it down like that. Now make sure it's even, and it pretty much is. Okay, so we've got that in the center like that. Yep, and what we're going to do then is mark it. Doesn't matter how you mark it. You want something in the center, of course, like that, and I'm going to do a big mark. And then you want something up top. I'm just going to mark it. I don't really care about having it perfectly perfectly in line, but that looks good enough to me, like that. I may take that down a bit. It's a bit too far. So we'll go about there. Just a tiny bit. Yep, that's fine. So then we've marked it. Now I will be right back because I have to get my binding tools. Okay, just going to move that out of the way. Now, you might be interested in knowing I've moved my brand new sewing machine into my room. Woohoo! Right, use a binding tool or any sort of punch hole like this and just go straight through where you've marked. Now this paper here is okay to run through, and there's no problems with that. So there we go. That's all you do. Let's go on to the next one. That's 1. Right, here's 2. Let's put our piece of paper in. Make sure it's pretty even. Okay, and we do the same. All I'm going to do is bind it in the holes where the holes are in the sheet of paper. That's all I'm going to do. There's number 2 done. Very simple. Very simple binding. Here we go for the next one. Go and make sure everything's down. Put a strip of paper down. Oh, excuse me. So sorry, so sorry. That was a bit of a sneeze, wasn't it? Okay, here we go. Last one. And that's it on that. So we've done our paper. Now, let's see how this fits into our folder, and we have to get it really even. So what I'm going to do is draw 3 lines. I'm just going to mark it very, very carefully with a marker, a black pen, just so I can see it. There we go, that one. First of all, I am going to get the middle, which it's 1 1/2, isn't it? So that would make it 1/2 and 1/4. So that'll be 3/4. That will be the middle. Okay, I'll leave my ruler there. Right, 3/4. So it's about there. Let me just see if that looks right, and it doesn't. Yeah. So that is very, very hard on that ruler to count how big that is. Now that is 1 1/2 inches. I know it is. Let me just see. I'm sure it is. 1 3/4. Nope. Yeah, nearly 1 3/4. So, oh dear. Okay. I'm gonna take a ruler. I'm going to put it where the markers are. And we've got 1 2 3 4 5 5/8 there. So we're going to go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we go 4 1 2 3 4. Then we've got 5, so we'll give it 2 more, and then we've got 1/2. So there's the middle there. There. I think I've got it this time. Oh dear. Where's the mark? Come on, Leanne. Ah, there it is. I see it. I see it. No one panic. I see it. Okay. So it'll go onto that one there and that one there. And don't worry about the markers. That's just the line we want. Okay, so we're going to come down a little bit more to get it even. A bit more to make it a little bit more even. Let me see if that's the same and that's the same. Yeah, I think that's pretty even. I'm just going to tie it down. Now there's easier ways of doing this. Go look on the internet. This is just a simple way for me to establish what I'm doing. So where's that hole? Not sure yet. This hole's here. Okay. Where's my hole punch? Here. Okay. So I've established one there and one there. So we've got one here. And I'm going to make a hole. And there we go. And I'm going to make one here. Does that look like in the middle? Yes, it does. So one just about there. Okay. Yes, it looks like it's, you know, not that good what I've done, but it's okay, it's fine. Okay, what I'm going to do is go off camera to finish this, so I can concentrate more and don't hold you up. I'll be right back. Okay, I mastered it now. I'm going to take my first one and I'm going to go in the center. This is going to be the first book pages. I'm going to make sure they're all together, and I'm going to go through the center. This is a very simple stitch. I go through this one. There, and then I'm going to go through this one. And it's not always easy doing it on camera, so bear with me. As you're so used to doing it all the time, if you only do it now and again, it does require a bit of patience. And I'm going to go through that hole again. So through the center, down the bottom, then up to the top from the inside, then back down to the, we just tighten that up so we get it even. Now I'm going to go back to the center, if I can get there. Yes, I can. May require a little bit of fiddly work, but you can do it. I'm not used to doing them. I do bind my own in my sweet time. I don't normally do it on camera, but I am going to do this one just to show you it can be done. It can be easy if you learn a good technique. Now that's through the center, and I don't like that center of the cotton, that is. I'll pull it to the side and push that back up. There we go. Done it. Done it, done it, done it. Okay, now it's just a matter of tightening it like that. Make sure it's even. Yes, it's even. Make sure it's even inside here as well. Make sure it's tight. And the way to do that is to, yeah, they're pretty tight. Make sure you have one piece of cotton on this side, one piece of cotton on that side. And then when you tighten it like that, then you can tie a knot. Boy, I've given myself a bit of cotton there. It won't go to waste, trust me. So I'm going to tighten it. I'm going to tie it 3 times. That's just how I like to secure mine. They stay in. And I am going to cut it, probably give it 2 inches on the outside, just like that. So that's pretty secure. See, 1 in. And then just give it a bit of a push down like that, because it helps it to just bend a little. Yep, there we go. We're on our second one now. Oops. So you've got to be careful. It can skew off to another way. That's pretty good. Okay, we've got our next one. Some more cotton. Whoops. I'm not going to cut off that much thread like I did last time. Okay. Let's thread it. Let's go through the center. Let's go through the center. Ah, that's interesting. Ah, that's moved. So it's this way. Ah, that's a good point. Make sure you've got it up the right way with the journal. And that one is, but this one wasn't. It's best to check these things. There we go. Yep, that's the way. I had it the wrong way, see? So now we can do this easily. Push it through. Go through the center, like that. Right. Go to the next one, which is the bottom. Let me see if I can make that hole. Where is it? I wonder why that is all the way over there. That's strange. Never mind. Here we go. Now I can't find it, so I'm going to have to go back down here and have a look. There it is. I'll just put the needle through it from the inside. Let's see where it is. Found it. I'm just going to see if I can get my needle in it. Doesn't appear to be going through. I'm not sure why. Well, that is a very strange kettle of fish, that one. Where are we? Right, this is the bottom. That must be it there. And it won't go through. And I'm not sure why. Now I need to get my tooly thing and fix that up. I'll come from the inside. There we go. Move the center again. Let's come to this one. Same problem. I'm going to have to do off camera again. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back on the third one. I just did it off camera because I needed a bit more time to do it. I haven't done bookbinding for a while, so I was a bit out of practice, you might say. But I'm back on track, and I'm just going to see if that's tight. We can do it a little bit more tighter. So now I'm just going to bind it or tie it 3 times. 2, 3. Okay. I'm going to pull the strings out and get them all the same size, like that. And there it is there. So we've done our bookbinding. There's the second one. There's the third one. That's what it looks like. You see how you can get all that space that we have there, and you put them into a few of those signatures so that it evens out inside this here. Now, so our book is done, and it's quite nice. Now I was going to use this sampler as well. This is a sampler that came with my sewing machine, and it just happens to be the same size, same color, sorry, as this book, and I thought it looked nice on the spine. What do you think? Looks nice, doesn't it? Just the different stitches. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, just to bind it, or it look pretty, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, that can come up to about there. Let's see what the other side, yep, that's fine. Okay, let's just get it straight, like that. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to use some super tack glue to glue this down. Just take the top off that. There we go. Okay, so that was a sampler from my brand new sewing machine, and I thought it really, really looked nice on this book because it was similar colours. So Here we go. I'm going to put this super tack glue on it because the glue works really, really well with fabric as well as paper. There we go. And I'm going to pull it over like that. I'm going to put it there as well. Let's see how that's going. It's going really well. Okay, so we can put our super glue tack down. Really well. And then all we have left is this side, and we can do that really easy and simple. Now I want to put a little bit more on the front. I don't know what that is. Let me get a piece of this. Right. Some sort of glue problem there. It was sticking out. Okay. Oh, that's better. Okay. So I'm just going to use this sampler because, you know, we get those samplers and sometimes it's best just to use them up on some project. Okay. Okay. So I think we've done that pretty okay. Let's see the other side. I'm just going to press that down like that. Now all junk journals are different. You know, I like to make mine a little bit fancier, my junk journals. And there we go. There we go. Got a sampler on the front. And then there's the back, of course. So I really like that. That's good. I love using that sampler on something. And it matches that extremely well. Okay, so here's our junk journal. And our pages are all well. They're all bound in quite well. Yes, I hadn't been used to binding in anything for a long time, so I had to just take a bit extra time to do those pages, and they're all fine now. Yep. And so it's finished. There's our journal. Now a sample. It's got a tiny little bit of pieces sticking up, but we can fix that. That's it. Under it, it's because it's double. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in those areas. Like that. That's better. It's stuck down. Okay, so that's our junk journal. So we've done the fabric. We fused it with some interfacing. It's an old bed sheet, so we used some vintage fabric. We glued it into our book. And this is 5 by 7. Yep, 5 by 7. Better measure it again. Yep, 5 by just under 7. And then we've put the inner pages from just a book, a beautiful book, and we've sewn in our 3 signatures just to even out the book itself. And we have also put our sampler on, that sampler from my sewing machine. So I think it looks rather nice. Okay, the next thing in the next 10 days of projects is to actually decorate the journal. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. This is pretty simple. I love the bed sheet that I used. It really covered that very well. So next time I'll see you in the next video, and what we'll do is we will decorate this with the stuff that we'd made for those projects. So see you soon. Bye for now.